Well, there's simply no way of underestimating the fire threat Victoria is facing over the next 24 hours or so.
A gale-force north wind will combine with extreme heat, and that's not a good combination in terms of fire potential.
Authorities are warning the public to prepare for the worst.
But what happens proves to
The fire is out of control, but nothing Australia hasn't seen before. As it drives towards the Hume Freeway, concern is tempered.
Oh, we're looking forward. I marked down 100 days before we go. I'm across them off my calendar. 99 to go, 98 to go. That's how anxious I am to go.
Danny had just started holidays and he was in the house, he was home, he was going to be home the whole 6 weeks that we were going away.
And I'd made some port wine jelly with blackberries and strawberries and things in it as it was hot. And I said, you know, would you like that? And he said, oh yeah, I'll have that with some ice cream and that'll do me. And I think the cricket may have been on that Saturday.
Hello everybody. There's young Otto. Emma, who is expected to produce it any day. Dear, oh dear.
There was a woman actually sunbathing down at the river.
One of our neighbours from the other side of the river was lounging, you know, in a banana lounge chair with her stubby.
I fully expected to sit inside the fire station in a nice air-conditioned comfort and nothing happened for the whole day. That's what I expected.
And one of them said, there's a fire. And she said, I've been in the country 30 years, that's all right. Know what to do in fires.
In my mind, I'm worried. I'm concerned. I'm thinking to myself, this is a day that, you know, it's not going to be an ordinary day. It's going to be an absolutely horrible day. Yet I know I've faced days like this before, and through Providence, nothing actually happens.
I was really nervous, but I wasn't thinking about me. I was more concerned about my family. So to me, it wasn't coming to me. It wasn't going to get me. I'm in the middle of a town. It's not going to burn down a town, you know. So that's how I looked at it.
It was well beyond a suppressible stage by the time firefighting authorities were actually there.
There was shutters over the front windows so that when you operated the shutters, it completely closed the front of the house off. It looked more like a factory than a house.
See the plume already within 10 minutes, it was big and black, and you could see it was building. And a day like that with a strong wind, the smoke was laid over, and not a good sign.
The fire hardly hiccuped when it saw the freeway. It basically moved across the freeway as if it wasn't there in reality.
Eyewitnesses are worried that the fire is already outrunning the authorities.
Kevin from Kilmore East had just phoned. Hi, Kevin. Which fire are you? You're the Wandong?
The Kilmore East Wandong fire, but it started about 500 metres from my farm. Then Wandong and Heathcote Junction, I believe, are going to be they'll be singed. They've got to go on full alert, but there's no announcement saying that they've got to put their fire precautions in place. But it's the wind. I'm on top of my hill on the farm, and the wind's blowing at 80 to 100 kilometres an hour, and it's going to build up, and the fire trucks are not making any difference at all. So I don't know why Wandong and Heathcote Junction haven't been alerted, because they're so close.
Within minutes of this call, warnings are issued, but it seems the system is already being stretched.
I'm looking up at the sky and it's like, what the... Just this intense grey sky and just the slightest smell of smoke, but it was just like, what is this? First I'm thinking it's a bomb, which seemed really illogical, but then the next thought was, no, it's a fire. It's definitely a fire.
So people living in the Maiden Gully and Long Gully area are being asked to please implement their fire plans.
So it's literally in the CBD, Jonathan?
Not quite the CBD, but it is certainly approaching built-up parts of Bendigo.
Goodness me.
And at that point, the whole world, everywhere around us just went red.
I did think that I would get out. I didn't think the kids would. I thought that I'm going to be here with the kids and they are going to die. And that's basically, yeah, that's what I thought.
It's almost 2 hours before the fire finally dies down. Jenna and her children make their escape.
I just remember just gasping for air. It's just like there wasn't a lot of oxygen in the air. It was that hot and that stuffy, and you're just breathing in smoke. You could barely even breathe.
I could start to see parts of the house burning, and as I'm moving away, I could hear all the windows smashing in the house, and I knew that was gone. You could see from one end to the other. It was like when they built a house, it just looked like the frame, and I could see everything perfectly. It was just brilliant orange, just bright. And I could see our bed, my wife's gym equipment, and my daughter's cot. I could see everything right through from one end to the other, and it was just all just burning, and the whole lot was on fire, and the second floor was starting to lower down like an elevator or something. It just started lowering down. Yeah. I could see through the skylights of the shed. Into the shed was just bright orange. So I thought, the shed's gone. There's nothing left, just me. And then it blew up. And it sort of was just like being king hit, like it just like nearly knocked me out. I just took off to get to like where the dam is. I couldn't see anything, but then I ran into a fence. I thought, oh, you know, is this it? Just sort of, I don't know, I just sort of sat there for a while. I thought, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I'm stuck in the fence. And if I was stuck in the fence today, I reckon I could just take one step backwards and step around, but I couldn't think to do that. I just thought, I'm stuck. You know, it's only a couple of wires, but I'm stuck.
The next morning, I just remember the greyness of the road. It was just like ash, and it was barren and grey. And you want to look at what's happened, but everything looks like a bomb went off and there's nothing there.
I suppose you've got to look at the history too. I mean, how many times has a fire come through our area? I mean, 26 fires were pretty bad. I think the 39 fires. I think there's something happened in the 60s that came up from the south. But there was captains sitting in probably stations all over Victoria expecting the same thing.
Casper Denson waited for the fires to pass before arriving on the stroke of midday.
It was just fantastic. And yet, while you're having that feeling of, wow, this is just brilliant, you just couldn't lose that feeling of, at the pit of your stomach, that all was not right with the world, even though it felt so good where we were.